Hello and good evening. Welcome to DeWitt 3D Canada on this wonderful Sunday evening. Let's see who we have on. Jerry, you were early. Thank you for being here, Jerry. Russ Gare is here as well as Jerry. Doing 9 to 5, except I work from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Russ Gare says, hello. I'm going to hope my sound's good. I haven't done any tests or anything, but I'm sure my sound is doing fine. I want to thank you guys for being here. And yes, Polymaker Pan Chroma. I'm going to make my official sponsor of this stream just because I can and I want to, and I've got some of it over here to test. Anybody that tuned in Monday night saw me unbox my little gift from China, which was a whole bunch of polychroma and some Fiberon. So, yes. So let's see who else. Jerry says, DeWitt 3D Canada. Tim shared my TikTok, if that's okay. Trying to grow. Jerry, you can share your TikTok anywhere, anytime, and I will as well. 11 years since you had to use a time clock and had to be somewhere. Wow. You got to be somewhere? There we go. 3D Medic Vince is here. Joseph Jolly is here. Cliff D. Nick, Fiberon, he says. Fiberon. I printed a piece with the Fiberon on Monday. This was the piece I printed in PLA as a prototype piece. And you can kind of see that it's just a weakness thing. And this is a piece printed in the Fiberon, which is much stronger, not more flexible, but more rigid, much stronger. And it's going to serve its purpose extremely well. So anyways, we're not here to talk about that tonight. We're here to talk about this guy here tonight. I'm stumped. This is either going to be a nice short stream where I can't do anything because I have no idea what to do with this, or it's going to be a stream of me looking to find fixes based on your recommendations because I can't figure out what's going on with this thing. Let me move this sign out of the way so we can work on this. This, yes, is a nice new addition to the studio. It's a flexible sign, that I can put up anywhere. It's twisty, turny. I can roll it in a roll. I can change it, do whatever I want, but I haven't figured out a place where to stick it yet other than maybe around my head. What do you think? Like this? No? Maybe stick it across my chest, and then during the stream I change it and, some that's not a bad idea, right? Actually, to wear it around the chest like this. So will it not break? Will it not break? Well, it broke. No, this won't break. This is pretty flexible stuff. It's pretty cool. Actually, it's just something that I decided to get for the studio that I found on, of all places. I know, cover your ears, you people that don't like this, but Temu. So anyways, let's just go ahead and move this out of the way. I just thought that was really cool and colorful and a nice way to start the stream, but I'm going to turn it off, unplug it, throw it out of the way for now. Anyways, we'll figure that out. That's going to have a home in here somewhere to do some advertising and get some sponsor shout-outs and so forth and so on and so on. And if I like it, maybe I'll get two so I can do two at once. So that'd be pretty cool. Fez hat, then have it do various crown animations. Hey, that's a good idea, Kit. Do I like a sash? Like you're in a beauty, do it like a sash. Yeah, okay. That sounds like a good plan. So anyways, the issue I'm having, and yeah, I seem like I'm full of energy tonight. I'm full of something tonight, but it's been a really interesting weekend. Did some clothing shopping today. I got myself some new duds. This isn't new, but this is new for me wearing on the stream. This Tommy Bahama shirt makes me want to be on the beach. Anyways, yeah, you guys are going to think I'm on something tonight, but just, when you stand still and you can't stand still and do all that stuff. But anyways, I'm having issues with this thing. I have been looking and reading and searching, and I don't know what to do other than change out boards because I'm getting an error, and the error I'm getting on this thing still. Where is my Stream Deck's not even on and working? Hang on a second here. Always something, In the 2024, in the 4 years I've been streaming, it's coming up on 4 years in November. I've yet to have a live stream where it goes 100% perfect. I don't think it exists. I really don't think there is such a thing. Jerry, you live stream a lot. Is there such a thing as a perfect live stream? I don't think so. Been dipping into the maple syrup reserves again. Yes, that's what it is. Okay, can I share my display here? There it is. So the error I'm coming up with is unable to read TMCU art stepper, insert stepper there. It doesn't matter which one. Register IFCNT. I finally can't not, I don't know what that stands for, but I can't figure it out. I've been reading, I've been Google searching, I've been doing all sorts of things, and I've checked to make sure that all of my UART settings and everything for my steppers are correct. I am at a loss, and I don't know what to do other than to keep researching this and keep trying to maybe find out the answer with all you guys. So, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug it in and turn it on, make sure I can replicate the error. I'm going to double check that all of my assigned steppers are assigned to the proper, try different steppers in the slots. No, I haven't done that, and I guess I could. I mean, I guess the fact is I could have bad steppers. Yesterday, non-fam's name on your screen said not fam, but everyone else seen it as non-fam. That's funny. That's weird. Let me see. I have some steppers here. Let's see. Where are they? No, that's a CB1. I'm going to step over here out of the camera for a minute. I do have some steppers. And I think there are steppers in one of these boxes. One of these big Tree Tech boxes is bound to have some steppers in it because, let's see. Okay, there's some steppers here. So these are, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steppers in here, and I only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I think, yeah, I do need 6, but I'm pretty sure I have some more in here. There we go. We have lots. I have 10 stepper motors, or steppers here, not stepper motors. What are these steppers? Let me just get these. There's the heat sinks. 5 heat sinks. Oh, there's 6 heat sinks. Oh, I got 6 steppers in here. So we'll concentrate on this box. This box only has 5 in it. These are TMC 2209s. Okay, so these are all brand new steppers, TMC 2209 steppers. Suppose I could just swap them out and see what happens. It's possible that I have bad steppers. I suppose anything is possible nowadays, right? So, because this board in the previous printer that it was in, which I believe was it was a Rat Rig or the Trident. Don't get me started on the Trident. That thing is frustrating the crap out of me. I did an update in Clipper. Do not update Clipper if it's working, people. Just word of caution. Don't update your Clipper even though it says it's got these updates. If it's working and you're happy with it, leave it. You update it, it's become a freaking nightmare. That's a whole other story. That'll be, I don't know. I talked about it and I'm all upset about it now. Oh, man, I don't know what to do. Anyways, okay. So let's go ahead. We'll try some new steppers in because I have them. 6, 7, 8. I have 11 steppers. These are Big Tree Tech 2209 V1.3. These are Big Tree Tech 2209 V1.2. Shouldn't matter. These ones are a little newer, but I've only got 5 of them, and I actually need 6. So I'm going to forego. We'll go with the V1.2s. What's in these ones right now? These are V1.2s that are in here as well. So they should be working. Try different steppers in the slot. Yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and let's just try that. I mean, I'm ready to try anything now. I'm not going to toss these guys because I'm sure these are still good. Let's put it this way: if I put brand new steppers in and I still get the same errors, then we know that the steppers I'm popping out right here now are good. So we're going to gently pop all these steppers out. We have swapped stepper plugs for the different motors because that's what we did a couple weeks ago. Oh, and I wasn't on last week, by the way, and I apologize for that. Well, I don't apologize, but we were at a wedding, and we had that wedding on Saturday last week, and I had my first drink in a long time. I had a mojito with rum in it. I felt lousy the next day, so I just could not stream after one drink. That's crazy. Register IFNCT. This means that Clipper was unable to communicate with a TMC 2208 stepper motor driver. Double check wiring. These are 2209s, but it shouldn't make a difference. So that means that Clipper cannot communicate with the drivers. Okay, well, let's put these new ones in. As I say, these steppers are good. They'll be good. We'll put new ones in. That'll make me feel better that it's not the steppers. Okay, and so these are all going to go in, and then I'll throw the heat sinks on. We'll pop it up. We'll get the same error message. Then we will double check and triple check the wiring. Okay, let's do that. This means the clipper was unable to communicate with a TMC XXX here, stepper motor driver, double check wiring. Okay, we're going to do that, but we're going to eliminate the fact that it could be the steppers by putting 6 new steppers in. Let me get these out here. Okay, and because we are in a nice summer environment right now, I'm not worried about static on these things. We have no issues with static electricity usually, and I'm on a concrete floor, not like I'm on carpet. Okay. Thank you for that info, Russ. Okay, and last one in. Mwah. There's our steppers inserted. We'll throw some heat sinks on there real quick here. 18 people. I like it. Thank you, guys. I didn't put a thumbnail on the stream today because I just kind of scheduled it earlier today. We were out shopping, yada, yada, yada. Life was happening, and I said, oh, crap, I forgot to schedule the stream. So I haven't made a thumbnail yet, but I will. So these ones, I think it doesn't matter which way these heat sinks go on. A heat sink's a heat sink. We'll just put it here on the... There we go. Here, let me give you guys... Is my overhead camera working here? There we are. And does my zoom button work on it? Let's see. Is this still working? Zoom, zoom. Oh, do I power it on? Oh, there we go. And then, why isn't my zoom button working? Jerry, what'd you do to my camera? Come on. My remote doesn't want to work. Oh, you know why? I haven't opened the software. I've got to open the software in order for the remote to work. I guess I could just click a little button while I'm sitting down here doing it. Click on that little button, open the software, and then my remote will work. Oh, man. And we will heat sink that sucker. Is the dongle in? Is the dongle in? I think the the dongle. Yes. Yeah, I think I just had to, let's see if this does anything now. There we go. Yeah. I didn't have the actual software app open on the computer. So now this is going to work. There we go. Now I can zoom in. Look at that. This remote is so handy. I hope you find the same thing on yours, Jerry. This remote for this camera has been so handy. Because that way I don't have to open up the software and hit the zoom button and the move around button and all that. So, okay, let's get this other one. I hate when you take these little tape stickies off and they fly everywhere. This is an Octopus. This board is the Big Tree Tech Octopus 1.1. It's not the Pro. And it's definitely not a pro using it. That'd be me. Okay. And let's see. There's 4 heat sinks. 2 more heat sinks to go. Oh, that one just... there we go. Da-da-da-da-da. Don't forget, give this stream a thumbs up. Hey, Nick, you are so right. I may not be the best, most knowledgeable streamer out there, and I am a tiny channel, but you know what? Damn it, I'm streaming, and I'm making an effort, and I think my effort, regardless of how successful or unsuccessful my effort is, deserves a thumbs up just for being on here. Takes a little bit of guts and nerve to stream, I tell you. When I first started streaming, Dan and I had this conversation on his stream last week. When I first started streaming, I was nervous as all get out. Oh, I have a bent fin on one of my heat sinks here. That's no good. Not that it'll hurt anything, but my OCD. Not that I have OCD, but there we go. Straighten that fin out. Okay, we have 6 new heat sinks on, 6 brand new TMC 2209 version 1.2 steppers. Let's put this aside. Actually, let's kind of just throw our old steppers in the box here, so we'll keep them because those are still going to be good steppers. I have a feeling it is a wiring issue, like Russ Gare pointed out in that little note there. So, is the dongle in? Well, Jerry, I don't know. Oh, dongle, yeah. I just get a kick when you said dongle. You meant dongle. but I think that's autocorrect going on. Which Mobo is this again? Which Mobo? Oh, motherboard. Oh, Kit, we're talking about that. Yeah, yeah. Don't forget to give this stream a thumbs. Yeah, I'm just reading, make sure I didn't miss any chat while I'm chatting. Okay, let's go ahead and, oops, let's go ahead. Give this thing some power. And, dun, da, 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 fire it up with the new steppers in. Meantime, let's put all these old steppers aside. Over here in front of the non-working Trident. Don't get me started on the Trident, guys. Oh, ugh. I have to reflash firmware on that Trident so many times that I think I've... Oh, anyways, don't forget, hello, Guy the Jedi. Hello, hello. Oh, you were already on, weren't you? And I didn't say hi. Not that I was ignoring you, but I was focused. My focus was somewhere. Okay. We are going to find, I think this is still going to be, hopefully it's still going to be 59 for the IP for this. For some reason, my local dot whatever, or, you know, my try0.local / does not work. And I don't know why that doesn't work, but that's a whole other, again, that's another story. I got to turn this thing off. Okay, let's go ahead and see if 110.0.0.89. There we are. Haha. Okay. Is this in fact my 0? Oh yeah, I remember we were looking and we were saying that there's a few things missing in configuration that we don't really have to worry about that right now, because honestly, we need to first of all make sure that if I can't get the steppers going, none of this other stuff means anything, right? So this is what we have to. Hey, Sergio, hello, 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 Sergio, and the Apprentice. Look at all you guys popping in. Okay. Oh man, this microphone is scratching my belly. Something. I gotta move this. Sorry. I have to move this around because it is annoying me. And there, that's better. That's better. Okay, so there's what we see on the screen. I'm going to. There we go. That's what we were doing. We were doing stepper buzzing. I can stepper buzz the extruder, see if we're still going to come up with the same error, and we just go boom and unknown stepper extruder. Oh, really? Oh, that's right, it is. Okay, so let's do that again. Stepper buzz, stepper equals stepper Z. Oh no, I always forget the stepper buzz command. Where's that other window? I should have another whole window open here. There we are, this one here. And I just want to look up the stepper buzz command. Go away, go away. If I am 12 heaters, stepper motor enable. Or was it here? Where did I see that? Was it here or did I see that in here, stepper buzz? Generally 3 possibilities. Incorrect pin definitions in config, wiring issue, bad driver. Okay. Well, this should, if I can figure out the freaking stepper buzz command, I really need to write these down. These things that I use more often than not. And I really need to not have so many flipping windows open. Let's close this one on here and let's open this on this one. Too many windows open. Okay, there we go. Okay, now stepper buzz. Boom, 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 boom. Configuration checks. Here we are. Use the stepper buzz command. Oh, come on. There we are. Oh, it was right in front of me. I don't know why I had to do a search for it. Okay, so where's my, I just have to put it in there properly. Stepper equals, oh, I see what I didn't do. Okay, fair enough. Okay. So I can go back in there. Stepper equals Z1 unknown. Hang on a minute here. I think I have to go stepper equals stepper Z1. Oh man, too much. There it is. Yeah, and there's the error. Okay, so there's the shutdown error again. And the same error you see over here. Unable to read TMCR at stepper Z1, register IFCNT. Okay. Okay, so that's, now that I got the freaking command set straight and everything like that. Okay, so there's the same error. So we can do a firmware restart, nothing, no problem. Everything will start up fine. We already tested the hot end in the bed. The hot end was heating up fine. The bed was heating up fine. But our problem is with the steppers. So let's just see. So looking at the chat here, and boop, boop, boop. Kit says generally three possibilities, incorrect pin definitions. Okay, we can rule out 3, bad driver, because I've put 6 new drivers in, 6 new steppers drivers in. So those are brand new. Chances that I have 6 bad drivers. Well, the other things I didn't do is I didn't check every one of my Z's. So if I go ahead and do Z2 or just Z, yeah, I think we're getting that error on everything regardless. So there's something really screwed up in the wiring, or there's something really screwed up in the config. Can you get a close-up of the board and the jumper config underneath the stepper? Absolutely. Let me try one more just for fun, though. Let me try stepper Z3. Oh, no, there's no Z3. There's a Z, Z1, and Z2. Z2. Oh, stepper A. No, what's my stepper? Oh, okay, no, it's not A. It's X and Y, so stepper X. Yeah, same thing, my X, Y, Z's. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'll shut down. We'll shut down. We'll shut down properly, then we will power off. And let's power off. I'll give you a close-up. I'll pop the stepper. I'll get this camera on and working, which, oh, it is on and working. Hello. Oh, you guys can't see that. Okay. I am going to, forgive me because I'm going to hand hold this to show you. It is a consistent error. So here we go. Kit's request. Okay, okay. Okay, so there is the, why is this not focusing too good for me? Okay, so if I pop off a stepper, we basically have the jumper, and it's the same on all of them. We have the jumper across these 2 pins right here. And then there's a jumper across that one. There's a jumper across these 2 pins right here. So, and the reason, and that's the same, that's consistent through all of these, which I have checked. Okay, and the reason I did that is well, number one, I didn't change it from anything. Here, let me put this stepper back in. And the reason I did that is I went by the original LDO. I went to the Trident, okay, because this is kind of a miniature Trident we're doing, and we're using the same board as the Trident. And if you look in here, where the pins are located under the steppers for the Trident build, for the Octopus board, which is the same board I'm using, they're all in the same place I have the pins right now. The only thing that I've done differently, I suppose, is I've switched what's plugging into where. And maybe if I go back to this and go to the section where we start plugging the motors in, and if I switch it back to the original position where all the motors were going to be plugged in, which is, where is our motors? When did our motor, or our motors are already gone in there. Boom, boom. I skipped something here, obviously, where the motors went. There we are. So maybe if I go back and assign these, my A, B, my Z1, Z0, Z2 to the proper locations, I don't know why that would fix. Can you see the power connections to the board? Oh, yes. Oh, oh, oh. Where's something red? I gotta have something red in the studio, right? I want to see if my face matches the color of something red. Is it about as red as the red on this roll of tape? This might be embarrassing. I just noticed. Maybe this might be my problem all along. And it's like when you have something so obvious that you overlook it. My clock, yeah, there we go. Am I supposed to have something connected right there where it says motor power? Can I assume that I'm supposed to have some wires going in here to power the motors? Could that be my problem? Could I have made such a stupid mistake? We got our bed out, we got our bed power, we have our main power, but we have no power going, no motor power. Wow. If you're watching this after the fact, don't judge me based on this. I want to go over here and look at something. And I have a feeling I've missed a connection here. So let me go ahead and, hey, welcome to DeWitt 3D. Tonight we're going to connect the motor power. Let's go ahead and see where that's supposed to connect based on these instructions that I followed very closely. And see if in fact, oh, look at this. I see a red wire going to the motor power. I don't see one going to the black because I don't think it's necessary because it gets its ground somewhere else. But if you look, wow, can you imagine that I screwed that up? Yeah. Let me just have a look at this. Yeah, right there. So basically what was supposed to happen here is I'm supposed to have a red wire going from a positive wire here all the way up into my motor controller power here. Am I not running wireless? He went to look at the chair and then a rope over the beam. Oh, okay. Hey, I'll eat crow here. Is that the right term? I'll eat crow. I'll swallow my pride and say I screwed up. I screwed up. The reason Clipper can't recognize my steppers is because there's no freaking power to my steppers. And it's like, gee, what's this spare wire for? Okay, now that oh man. Kit, I'm glad Kit's here because I probably would have thrown this thing on the ground later and said, forget it, I give up. Let's make a wire. Let's get some power to that we're supposed to do. You still love me? Hey, hang on, hold on a minute. I'm not sure if my glasses are dirty. Am I? Liam? Hey, my friend, I haven't seen you in forever. Hello, and we still love you. I still love you, man. Don't feel bad. Andrew and I did just exactly the same thing with your Trident. Oh, did you, Brent? Okay. Anyways, now that we got that figured out, now that I'm finished feeling like a fool, let's see if I have a piece of wire hanging around. I've got wire. I just thought I might have I thought there might be a wire hanging around that was supposed to go on that. And there probably was. And let's see. Let's look in this bag of all the leftover parts from the build. No, there's no wire there. Okay, I'll just have to, we'll quickly build a wire. Where's my, man, I think I'm a little bit flabbergasted here, so I'm kind of scrambling to find a wire. Wire electronics. There we are. Here we are. Here we got some wire in this bin here. I just need one wire, one red wire. That's all I need. Oh, lordy. Yeah, let's just cut a piece of this since it's handy. Whoa, wow. Good to see you, Liam. My goodness. How have you been? Found a forum entry with the issue you were having, and that was one of the suggested checks, and it was a solution to the... Wow. Okay, I don't feel so bad then if I'm not the only one to do that. You know, there's a lot involved in these builds, and as you guys all know, and I'm not making excuses here. Yes, I am. As you guys all know, it has been an interesting challenge doing this. Where am I looking here? This one. It's been an interesting challenge doing this Tri-Zero because I'm doing the Tri-Zero with the tall top hat and everything going off of the CAD drawings and all that. And it's been a challenge for me. And so to miss, I guess, a little thing like this. But what gets me is I missed this little thing. And it's been haunting me for 3 weeks or 2 weeks or so. So, but now we're fixed. I know this is going to work. Let's strip some wire here. You have to use a red wire. It makes the electricity go faster. It does. That's funny. Yeah. Well, if I use a black one, leave it to me. I'll hook it up to the black connector and say, why is this thing still not working? Where are my... down here, in here. When I want them, I can't find them, and when I don't want them, they're in my way. I have my connectors are here somewhere. Bear with me. Not there. There we are. So for the power supply, I'm going to have to double up on one of those, which is fine. Okay, my terminals is what I was looking for. Let's put this stepper back out of the way over here. 1, 2, 5, 6. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'll be glad if this works. Hey, Steve. Got to update the stream title now. I know. Idiot-proof stream. Like, come on. There's one connector. That'll work. Just these 2 little red connectors will work. Oh, man. Steve, you were on here to see what the problem was, were you? If you use a black wire, it'll only get power at night. I'm so glad to have you back and on this stream there, Liam. My goodness. Oh, I hope nobody reputable is watching, but Steve's watching now. So, oh, crap. Okay. Anyways, yeah, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. It's a matter of how we accept those mistakes. So let's go ahead and cramp a red one. There's my red cramping tool. Is that right? No, this has got to go this way. No, that's not right. Get out of there. Ugh. Ugh. That's right. There we go. How long do I need this? Not very long. Oh gosh, I'm way too long for this. This is going to go down over to just about here. So I only need this one about yay long. And when I'm doing these, I like to twist and double down my wire here so it holds in there nice and tight. So we just double that down here like that. Whoops. Double the wire down. Now that's a stupid view. You guys can't see that. And there's my other connector. Shove it in, shove it in. Do, 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 do. And crimp. And there, one red wire was keeping this thing from working. Can you believe that? Okay. Let's unplug you for the moment. Let's turn you on your head. Barbie, I hope you don't get blood rushing to your head. Okay. And we need a plus. Let me double check to make sure I connect it to the... Yes, we're connecting it to a positive terminal on the power supply. So we'll go ahead and share it with one of these over here. It doesn't matter. It's 24 volts. Where's my little screwdriver? This little guy here. Here, you guys. There we go. So we're just going to go ahead and just share it with, doesn't matter, either one of these red ones. You finished a 5-color print? Awesome. You'll be looking for my effort. Timor714, hello, hello. Steve says, it's okay, I tried to make one of the HTE tools on your black box extrude while it was in your hand. You know, okay, a couple things. Number one, it takes, live streaming is interesting. I've learned that you become humble with live streaming. It takes a special kind of person to live stream, and I'm not saying that I'm special. Well, sometimes in some ways I think I am, but in different ways. A lot of people call me special, but they're not my friends. They're not my real friends. But you got to be able to accept that in a live stream, anything can happen. I've learned that over the last 4 years. Anything can happen, and if it can happen, it will happen. It's not a matter of if it'll happen, it's when it'll happen. And little screw-ups like this are gonna happen. There we go. You are, let me just, why is that all tangled up in this? Let me unplug this one. That's got two in between. I just want to get this wiring untangled a bit here. I got to organize this wiring better once I get this thing up and working. Here I am all confident and talking like this is going to solve the problem. It better solve the problem. It kind of makes sense that it would be the problem. So, okay. We have our red one coming up. We're going to bring this one in. We'll thread this under through here. Live streaming was invented by Murphy. So true. Okay, and we want this to go on the red positive coming in so we have power to the motor. So I can only assume based on the diagram that the motor is actually sharing its ground somewhere else because it doesn't say to put a ground into the motor port here. So we'll, there we go. Now we have motor power. Okay, let's be a good steward of our tools and put things away as we work. Okay. Okay. Now that we got that in, this should fire up and we should be able to get some stepper buzzes going here. Wow, all that work we did 2 weeks ago to reassign all the motors and everything, and if it was just this one little cable, holy crap-a-doly. Okay, I just want to get a couple things, and we still got a little bit of work to do. I still got to put end stops in this thing, but there's no sense putting end stops in and I still got to put my my bed probe sensor, hook it up, figure out how that's going to work. So I'm just going to really quickly though grab a zip tie and Just kind of keep these wires from flailing all over the place. Now, where is my zip tie bag? There it is, right here. When you only have two hands and one mouth, sometimes you have to use your mouth for things other than talking. There we go. And there we go. That just keeps that thermostat wire from getting all over the place. Just ignore the mess up here. This is Barbie's behind. Barbie's behind's not necessarily going to be the prettiest thing when this is all said and done, but this isn't the kind of Barbie where you're staring at the behind anyway. So let's go ahead and put the power in. Okay, let's power it up. Ta-da! So these steppers now should be going, oh, finally, we got some juice coming into us. Finally, now we'll work. Okay. There we go. And so I'm going to test all the steppers. I'm going to test that the extruder is working, going the right way, that we have the motors turning the right way. I can't do anything as far as homing yet because I have no end stops put in. I don't know how to do virtual end stops unless I have to switch drivers and little what do they call those little pin dimmer thingies around for virtual end stops as opposed to what's it called, stopless homing, endless homing, whatever it is. So there we go. Fat bottom girls. There we go. This is a fat bottom girl for sure. Okay. Let's go ahead. Oh, and by the way, 25 people watching. Stick around till about 6:30, and we are going to be doing a draw. Hang on, I got to do this just because some people just came on, so and I want to show this off, and it's kind of fun, and it's worth the wait. Trust me, it's kind of cool. Dump da da da. Oops, I dumped da 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 too fast. Oh, right here, dump da da da. Okay, we're gonna do a draw for a free roll of Polymaker filament around 6:30 when my stream is just close to winding down. 7:40 already. Stop it, sir. Stop it, Liam. It's 5:40. 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. And we're going to do a draw for some Polymaker filament, and you could use that win to get yourself some Panchroma. Look at that, huh? It's more colorful in person, trust me. It's much more colorful in person. But yeah, Panchroma, or it can be a Panchroma crown, or it can be a Panchroma, whatever you want to call it. It's a flexible Panchroma. Anyways, you could win some Panchroma. We have some samples here we're going to be printing after a while. We got a lot of Panchroma colors. So what about non-standard time? Mountain non-standard time, that is, let me turn this off now that we've got the Polymaker draw at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time out of the way. Non-standard time, pop back in about 8 hours, and I'll let you know about that. Aaron, hello, Aaron. I didn't see you pop in. You snuck in. Okay, we've got this. It's going to be all booted up by now. My mouse is vacated me. It's right here. Let's go back over to the display. Let's go back into let's try again to connect. And we have connected. Okay, again, ignore all these errors here. We're going to fix them. We still have a little bit of work to do on this. Let's just see if the steppers are working. Okay, first. Stepper buzz. Stepper X. Well, I got to stand this up. Let me stand this up because I want to watch carefully. Actually, I'll give you guys a camera view of this too. Why not? So you can see. We can all witness this together if it's going to work. Okay, I'm going to put this camera right here. We're going to aim this camera up a little higher. And hopefully, if I zoom it in a little bit, there we go, here. So you guys can watch this and you can see if there's any belt movement when I do this. If you hear me swear or if I go beep, means that there's going to be an error pop up. Look at that. Look what happens when you get it done right. Stepper X buzz is working. Okay. Okay, well, hey, let's go ahead and stepper buzz stepper Y. Huh. Isn't that funny how that works? Look at that. When you add power to your steppers. Stepper Y. Okay. Okay. I like it. Okay, let's focus a little bit on these Z motors. Can you see we got one Z belt, another Z belt, and the third Z belt is in the back. You can't really see that. It's dark. So just for your viewing pleasure, I'm going to add some light to it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's do stepper buzz. Stepper Z. 0. Ready? Oops. Invalid stepper. Oh, okay. That's because I called it Z. Just Z. We have Z, Z0, and Z1, I think. Stepper Z. Ready? And enter. Oh, it's working. Look at that bad sort of rock on that one. So we know that the back one is Z. Okay, so that's working. Okay. Let's do Z1. Z1. It's working. Okay. And so if all is well and said, this should be Z2. Oh, look at that. Now, how do I know if they're all going, how do I know if they're going the right direction without homing things? Although it looked like, see, that one was going up and down. And if I go back to Z1, it was going down and up. So these two are going the wrong way. Yes. Yay, Tor. It was the, I didn't have the flux capacitor hooked up. For a typical setup, you want stepper Z to be front left. Okay. 1 to be rear and front right to be 2. Okay. I can switch that. Thank you, Steve, for that. Let me make a note of that, and that way I can go ahead and switch those out. So Z is going to be front left. Front left. The Z1 rear. And Z2 front right. Yeah, I can switch those no problem. So for your first stepper Z buzz movement should be in a positive direction. So first move on Z should be down. Okay. So obviously then if it was supposed to be down, then this side, which let's have a quick peek at this again. This was my Z2, which I had it set, which will switch. Yeah, first move was up. So this one I've got to reverse because I'm pretty sure the first move on Z was down. All I got to do is switch these over. It's just switch the connectors. And let's just double check. First move on the Z itself was down as well right here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was. So down on these two. So this one here, which currently is set as Z2, has to be reversed. Also, Y might have been inverted when compared to X. Really? Okay. So if I go X again, let's see what X is doing here. These are harder to see. X. That I'm not sure which one is actually. This is the that's the lower belt that's moving there for the X. So that's the X stepper, which is the lower belt, which is, oh man, which one's my lower? Which is this motor here. That's this motor turning there for X, and then Y. That's the upper belt moving, which is this motor here. So I believe that we have A and B. I believe these are correct. Yeah, the problem, Tor, on it, in all honesty, the main problem is in all the confusion and my inexperience and my lack of knowledge, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, no. I'm not going to blame it on that. I had missed hooking up the power wire to the steppers on the main board. I didn't have the red wire going to the stepper power. So, okay, let's go ahead and power this down because we're going to swap connectors. We're going to swap. So I'm going to go with Steve's suggestion because Steve has built a few more of these than I have. And I'm going to, we're going to go Z front left. So we're going to, this guy wants to be Z. So right now, front left is Z2. I should tell it what it is. Front left and Z2 is currently Z1 should be rear and currently it's Z. And Z2 should be front right and currently it is Z1. So I need to, I can swap the plugs as long as I go in the firmware and just see which is assigned to what. Okay, let's go in. Let's go ahead and look at the config file here. Now that we got this working, I feel so relieved that we figured that out. Yeah, but this one was pretty obvious if I'd have just read through the instructions closer. Okay, so we are looking on Z stepper settings. So stepper Z, right now I have it PG4. So let me just write this down because I'll forget. Right now, stepper Z is at PG4, and we want stepper Z. And so PG4 is Z. So we want Z2. Hang on one second. I'm gonna go Z is set at PG4, and Z1 is PF11. PF11. Might just be easier to switch it in here. No. Z2 is PF9. F9. Okay. So really what I need to do in this case then is go ahead and look at this. And while you're in there, check your rotation distance setting for your Z steppers. It's off quite a bit. Oh, okay. I shall do that. Oh, okay. But I'm just going to quickly, yeah, we'll be able to tell by this drawing here, because for instance, Z is PG4. Right now, PG4 is driver 3. So yeah, we'll be able to figure out by this drawing which wires are going where. So Steve suggested I go in here and check my Z stepper rotation settings. So Z1, rotation distance is 4. Rotation distance for TR8 equals 8, TR8 4 equals 4. What do I have in here for these motors? These are the motors that came from the kit that came to me through DHL PDF, I believe they're called. And I'm not even 100% sure which motors these are. These are, oh gosh, these are no-name motors, aren't they? Hang on a second here. There is no rhyme or reason to these motors. These are J-Kong motor. They're called J-Kong motors. They're King Kong motors. Your belted Z, there's a gear reduction, or is it direct? It is direct to the motor, Steve. These are all 3 Zs are direct to the motor. Yeah, they're direct. So let's see what I'm doing here. Rotation distance 4. So rotations for TR8 equals 8, TR8 4 equals 4, and TR8 2 equals 2. I don't know which ones I have. Okay, so I'm going to look up these motors and see if I can actually find them. These seem like no-name motors. Let me keep this piece of paper aside so that we can switch those steppers over properly. And I'm going to actually, the easiest way for me is just to take a picture of the name of the motor here and blow the picture up, and I'll Google it and see. It's going to be 40 then, rotation distance? Oh, okay. 40 for the rotation distance. Assuming a 20 teeth pulley, 32 if they're 16 teeth. These are the pulleys, the standard pulleys from the original build. No, they're not the standard pulleys from the original build. These are, I think these are 20 teeth pulleys for sure. Oh, we're speaking micro steps as opposed to rotation distance. Okay. Rotation distance is going to be 40, assuming a 20 teeth pulley, 32 if they're 16 teeth. Right now it's set for 32 micro steps, and they're likely 1.8 degrees, so 200 steps per rotation. Yeah, we have steps per rotation set at 200. Right now our micro steps are at 4. Rotation distance, I'm going to assume, is going to be correct. So if we change this micro steps to 40, I wonder... we can always change them back. Yeah, because they were a little bit too much movement. Let's go 40. And I'm going to have to look up those motors and see if I can actually find the specs on those motors. Oh, that's different. Oh, I see. Okay. So you're saying rotation difference is different than micro steps. I think there's a little bit of a delay in the chat. Oh, I see. 40's not okay. I get it. Okay, so that's not what I had to change. See, this is the fun part of this whole hobby. 32. So those were obviously correct at 32. Whoops. Everybody's screaming, "Don't change those numbers. What are you doing? Leave them." Rotation distance 40. Okay. Okay. That's a big jump. Right now, the rotation distance are set to, but I'm trusting you guys know what you're doing. Rotation distance is 4. So rotation distance should be 40. Because right now we have rotation distance at 4. And then the comments say rotation distance for TR88 is 8, TR84 is 4, and TR8 by 2 is 2. 40 seems like an awful jump. Then we have 200 full steps per rotation. So 40. So we're adding a 0. I wonder if something got screwed up in here. Oh, it's set for lead screw and not direct belt drive. Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense. So if we do a stepper buzz on this, it should be a little different looking then. Let's have a look at our Z's and see what happens here. Where's my mouse? Okay, we'll go Z. We have to switch these yet, but oh yeah, that's a little better. That movement is much, it's really hard to see, but that movement is much more subtle. There we go. Yeah. Okay. And so you'll be able to see that in the other one. So if I go Z, Z1, yeah. That's a much more subtle movement than we were getting. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate that feedback, that info. That's extremely helpful. And 2, which is here, which we're going to switch. Yeah, that's a much more subtle movement for doing the stepper buzz versus where it was going. But this one started up, so we know that we have to reverse this one. But let's go ahead and get them in the right order first. So we want to have Z in the front left. We want this to be Z. We want this to be Z1 and this to be Z2. Okay, perfect. Appreciate that. Appreciate that input. This camera keeps, oh, look at that pattern in the shirt. Look at that. Okay, so let's go ahead and shut this down. Then we're going to figure out where we're going to move the plugs to. Let's do a proper shutdown. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to grab that pinout board diagram. Stepper buzz is set to move 1 millimeter. Ah, okay, that makes sense. We were moving like 10. No, we would have been moving. Think about it. Then if it was at 4 versus 40, we would have been moving 10 because it's a 10 times a 10 times difference from what we were moving before. So 10 times less from 4 to 40. So that makes sense. They were moving 10 millimeters instead of 1 millimeter. Yeah. Okay. So this is where I got to keep things straight. So we want Z to be the front left, which we want to be this motor here. We want to be Z. So let's find out where we are plugged in here. We want this to be Z. Let's just unplug the 3 motors and we'll switch them around. That's the front left. This is the front right here. And I am powered off. I'm not hot unplugging these, just so you know. And then our middle motor, our back motor, or which I'm calling the middle motor, is right here. We got to check the extruder stepper buzz yet too, but that's okay. Man, Steve, I hope you're on when I come on, and maybe you have some insight into my Trident issues I'm having. I made the mistake of upgrading the firmware when it asked me to, and it's been a nightmare. But that's a whole other story. Okay, so Z is PG4, and that's what we want the front left to be. So PG4 is driver 3. So motor 3, we want the Z, this one on. We want this to be on 3. Then I'm going to feed that back underneath here to keep the wires a little semi-organized. There we go. So that's going to go on motor 3 right here. Okay. And Z1, which we want to be the rear one. Z1 is PF11. PF11 is driver 2. So we want this one to go in driver 2, motor 2, right here. Okay. Thank you, Jerry. And we want the front right to be Z2, and Z2 is PF9, and PF9 is driver 4, motor 4. So this has got to come up to motor 4, right there. Okay, we'll try them again. Our A and B should be correct. I think I have A as motor 0, B as motor 1. Yes, I do. A is motor 0, B is motor 1. We'll clean up the wiring in a minute here. Still got to figure out what to do with Barbie's brain, which is the Pi, which is in a separate case, because I cannot fit this in there anywhere, because we had to go with a large motherboard. Main motherboard. Let's power her back on, and we'll do the stepper buzz again, and we'll see which one we got to reverse directions on, because I just don't remember now. Oh, I feel so good that we solved this issue tonight. Power to the people. Power to the steppers. Remember, always power your steppers if you want them to work. Okay. There we go. Is that going to be a good enough? Yeah, that'll be. I wish it would focus a little closer, but actually, if I back this up a hair, there we go. That'll look good. Okay, so we'll get to that in a second here. Why are you stopped? Oh, I think you're stopped because you keep pausing on me for some reason. Oh, is there an error in the AMS? Oh. Huh. My AMS slot keeps stopping. Sorry. Okay. Get a Pi screen and mount the Pi behind the screen. Yeah, that's a good idea too. Swap A and B, but check when I go to home. Yeah, and I can't home yet, Steve, until I have no sensor. I have no end stops. I don't know if I want to put virtual end stops, I think they're called, or sensorless homing. I'm not sure how to set that up. So what I need to do is I do have end stops somewhere. I just haven't set them up because I couldn't figure out on this particular build of a Tri-Zero where to put them because we're so tight everywhere. So I'm either going to do sensorless homing, which I don't know. My Z has got a pressure nozzle probe basically, and so we have to figure out the end stops yet too. Anyways, so okay, let's go back. Let's make sure that we are. Let's launch Clipper again here. Here we go. Let's check our steppers now. So let's go ahead and do the first one as Stepper Buzz Z, which should be the front left, this one. And it's going to go, this one should go down. So the motion should be down first. Okay, so let's go. There we go. Motion was down first. Oops, there we go. Oh, wrong camera. Yeah, okay, so we'll do that again just to show. Yeah, that's much better movement. And then let's do it again just to show that the first motion was down. No, that looked like the first motion was up. What am I doing for Z probe? It's called a tickle probe. No, I'm kidding. I couldn't resist. It's called a, why do I never remember the name of this probe? It's just a little 3D printed probe. Oh man, help me out, guys. What was that probe called? It's a 3D printed piece where we have some set screws top, set screws side, wires in, and basically what happens is the nozzle puts some pressure on that piece. No. I had it written down here, and I don't know why I can never remember the name of that probe. But it's actually, they call it the 99-cent probe. And basically, it's a 3D printed part. I may even have the practice one I printed around, but it's a 3D printed part. And basically, the way it's structured is that when it pushes up on the nozzle, the 3D printed parts itself flex. And there's very fine adjustment you can use with the set screws that. So right now, the set screws are connecting, and then very little pressure from the nozzle causes those to separate. It's actually kind of a neat probe if it works the way it's supposed to work, but we'll see. So I'm just going to check this once more. First motion on this one it's supposed to be down. First motion on this one was up. Okay, so we got to reverse our Z. We got to reverse Z. Okay, now let's try. No, none of those names. I wish I could remember. I'll find it. Don't worry. I'll find it. Or I'll think of it. It's going to bug me now that I don't remember the name of that probe off my head. Let's go Z1, which should be the rear, and let's see if we have upper or lower motion first. Okay, that went down first, which is good. Hard to see on the camera, but we are getting... Here, let me do this. Let me run... Okay, let me steady that camera. Let me run that once more for the Z1 and enter. So it was downward motion first. Negative China, BD sensor. No, 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 no. Okay. And Z2. Let's go stepper buzz Z2. And that was downward motion. So we have to change the direction of Z. Okay, because that one, Z2, is working. So let's change the direction of Z. Negative China. Nick, that's funny. Poke probe. It's called the poke probe. Poke, P-O-K-E. Poke. Oh, P-O-K-E. Poke probe. Because I remember I made fun that we were going to poke Barbie. So it's called the poke probe. P-O-K-E if you look it up. It's kind of neat. It only works on 1 or 2 hot ends for now, but we'll see. Okay, let's go ahead and change the direction of Z. So printer config, and we'll go down to the Z. Stepper Z and enable pin, and we're going to take this out to reverse that direction on that pin. Let's remove the exclamation point. Save and restart, and we'll do one more stepper buzz to make sure that was in fact the correct move to make. Okay, we'll do Z. And let's go ahead, up arrow, backspace to Z, move this camera. Now this should move down first. Didn't do anything. Okay, hang on. Did I do the wrong thing in there? Z. Oops, stepper Z. Okay, I obviously did something because now it's not moving at all. Let's go back to printer config. Stepper Z, enable pin. So we put that back in. Direction pin. Ah, that's the one I wanted to do. Silly me, see? We want to change the direction pin. Oh. Yeah, it's by Zirco 3D called Poke. He showed it to people at the open source this year. Oh, cool. Yeah. And I think it's going to work. Nice thing about it is if you need to print another, if it fails or something, you need to print, it's cheap. You have everything you need. I moved I commented or I explanation pointed the wrong spot there. I had to do the direction pin. What I did is I disabled the proper pin. So here we go. Now we should be able to go ahead and see if I can make this one go down first. There we go. That fixed that issue. That went down first. So now all our directions are correct. Oh, finally. Respect my authority. Sounds like something Cartman would come up with. It's a poke probe. I can't do a Cartman. All I can do is a Timmy. Remember that guy from South Park? Timmy! Excuse me, and that's my real name. It's Timmy. Okay. I feel so accomplished tonight. Thank you so much for all the help. Steve, appreciate all the help from Steve and everybody out there for getting this thing fixed. Well, it's not running, but it's fixed. We've taken a major leap forward. I was so close to giving up, and I'm not one to give up that easy, but stupid little power to the motor, to the drivers is all it needed. Okay. With that said, what's left to do, and let's get some feedback from the live studio audience. Let's get that camera out of the way. Boop. Is I have to figure out end stops. I don't know how to, whether for sensorless homing, if I have to go in and change a whole bunch of stuff on the board or not, or if it's just something I do in the firmware. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that, man. As are you, my friend. As are you. Did I just blow a kiss to a guy? Oh, what the heck? You know, I can kiss. Bald men are good to be kissed on the forehead. And Jerry and I have similar hairdos. So sensorless homing, which I don't know if that'll be easier than throwing in a couple. I do have, like, for instance, there's an end stop sensor right there. That's my old Z end stop sensor, which isn't going to work. But I do have some end stops here. There's my old Y end stop sensor, which I could probably put in there. And somewhere around here, there's going to be an X end stop sensor. So all we have to do is get the end stops put in, one jumper per axis, and some configuration. One jumper per axis. Oh, that means pulling off steppers and putting jumpers. There are 2 pins to be set on the board. What's easier, in your guys' opinion? What would you rather see? Me figure out a way to put these actual physical end stop sensors in, or do sensorless homing, which I assume sensorless homing means when there's some resistance is when it basically does it. If you've never set it up, it's a good experience. Oh, Steve, you would say that. I should. Let me find some instructions on how to do the jumpers, and then I might do it. That way I don't have to worry about figuring out where to put these actual end stops on. So that's the one thing we got to do is the sensorless homing then. And then the last thing after that is we have 2 wires here, which are to the poke probe. And I have to figure out where, somewhere on this board, I know it's a 3-pin connector, where I'm going to put the probe, or I'm going to plug the probe in. And I can actually probably just do that same, plug it in where the probe is showing on the Trident build. And it will probably go into the same spot in the boards for the Trident build. But let's work on the sensors right now then. Let's do the, Steve makes a good point. If I haven't done it before, it's a good experience, right? I'm always open to learning something new. So, and that way I don't have to screwing around with screwing these things in somewhere. Go to the Voron docs. Clee did a great write-up on it. Okay, let's go ahead and look at that. I'm going to sit down. I didn't bring any water down to me. Honey, if you're listening to me, can you bring me some water, or have Ethan run some water down to me? But you're probably not listening to the show, so I'll suffer for now, because I sure could use a drink of water. Please. Okay, let me look that up, Steve. Oh, I'm so happy that we got it working anyways. And then, as I say, all these little errors up in the top here, configuration, they'll take care of themselves eventually here. We'll get that figured out. I have to basically go in and reset a lot of the stuff, because basically I'm using the printer config for the Trident. And this is a little bit of a smaller bed than the Trident. So that's what I'm going to do. Sensorless works just fine too. Cool. That's what we'll do. Okay, so let's go ahead and look that up. Okay. See what I can find here. Setting up and calibrating sensorless XY homing. Here we go. Here we are. There we are. Voron docs. When using the 20, and we're using TMC 2209s, yep. Drivers, the stall guard feature makes it possible to set up sensors of homing in the X and Y axis for core XY machines. The Clipper project has a page with documentation and recommendations on getting it working. Following are some of the detailed instructions and setting suggestions for supplement the Clipper documentation specifically for Vorons. Yeah, let's see what we're doing here. If you currently have Hall effect or micro switch, no, we don't. Then you must physically pull them out of the microcontroller. We don't have them at all. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to this link. Danger Clipper has added sensorless fail safes as well. Oh, interesting. Text her like my wife does me. Be sure that your mechanical components are able to handle the load of carriage bumping into the limits of the axis repeatedly. Oh yeah, Barbie's tough. She can handle that. Might not be accurate enough for my printer. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. Prerequisites. A stall guard capable TMC stepper driver, yes. UART interface of the TMC driver wired to microcontroller standalone mode does not work. I assume I'm okay with that. The appropriate diag pin of that's connected to the microcontroller tuning. Okay. So what I need to find is the pinning, where I have to change the pins on the board. So Steve mentioned that Klee did a great write-up on it, but we have the Voron docs, so doop. Let me just read a little bit further here. Okay, the software configuration is here. Finding the right stall guard threshold. Oh, wow, this looks interesting. This is so new to me. It's scary. But I need to know how to pin the board for sensorless homing. So I'm going to duplicate this window. No, that's not the one I wanted to duplicate. Where am I? Here it is. There we go. Okay. Because when I do that, it doesn't open a new window, and I like to go back and forth and read. Why is there never a pregnant Barbie? Because Ken, yeah, I know, I've seen that one, Liam. Okay, another, it looks like it's 10, 15 minutes, another 10 minutes or so, 28, 10, 11, 12 minutes. We're going to draw for some Polymaker filament, so stick around. And the only ineligible person is not even on the stream because it's got to have to have been, you cannot have won anything in the last, I'm going to say 4 to 6 weeks, but we're doing pretty good with that. Okay. Where am I going to find a pinning diagram now? That might be in the now, would it be in here? But I find it in the Octopus documentation where to pin this out. This is, if anybody has an actual link to where I can see the pinouts for doing sensorless homing, just go ahead and let me know. And if you can't, I'll make you an admin. I'll make you able so you can actually post a link on the stream, because I'm not 100% sure where to look to do that. I know I have to change some pins in here somewhere, but it's a matter of finding the proper documentation to show me that. But I can Google that. Let's just go ahead and say sensorless homing pin, sensorless homing jumper settings. Here we go. It's in the Octopus manual. Okay, that's probably what somebody found me right here. If you want sensorless homing, the jumper needs adding next to each appropriate end stop as shown below. Octopus 1.1, which is my board. And then it's going to be in the manual as well. Oh, that's the same source. No, I had the manual somewhere. Okay, so it's those spots there. Let's go ahead. I'm going to shut down so I can, let's go ahead and shut this down. Okay. Okay. Okay, I see the jumpers. I see where the jumpers got to go. Next to the appropriate end stop. And then there's all my end stop pins right here. Okay, so next to the appropriate one, okay. Let's find the Octopus manual just to confirm that this is correct. Okay. Motherboard pins, motherboard jumpers, stall guard jumper settings, motherboard jumper settings 15. Oh, more pages. This is what I go through off stream when I'm looking for stuff, so yeah, be patient with me, please. UART mode, SPI mode. We are in UART mode, which was that mode there. Motherboard jumper settings. Okay, so stall guard. Okay, is that the same? It looks like stall guard is the same as sensorless homing. Okay, that's right. Sensorless homing stall guard feature 2209s can be found in the location shown in the image below. The exact diag numbering can be found by looking at the pins or the shift screen beneath the board. I don't want to look beneath the board. But that's the ones I was looking at. Okay. And I suppose, because I'm not using any end stops at all, I could just jumper all of those and I'd be fine. And then that's going to automate whichever, yeah, I could just jumper all of those and I should be good because other than my Z probe, which is going to go in a section for probes, which I'll look at after. Am I making any sense whatsoever? Stall guard is the name of the TMC feature that sensorless homing uses for work. Don't jumper Z. No. Okay, I'm going to have to figure out which one is Z, but that's easy enough because that should show me on here. So it's these right here, these pins right here. If I'm not mistaken, I'm just looking to compare that on the board here. I'm just going to boom. I think it is these pins that I'm jumping right here. Can I zoom that in a bit? I can. Look at that. Okay, where am I looking here? Right there are these ones right here, I believe, are what they are referring to. The R17, C9, R21, C11, all those, because those other ones are, oh no, the jumpers. Okay, oh no, those are, what am I looking at? These are the jumpers here, 23, 22, 21. J16 to J23 are my jumpers, which I can connect, and then I should be able to figure out based down here which one is the Z that I don't want to jump. So they were, so we have J44. No, we have J16 to J23. Where's my reference over here? Where's my reference? Huh. Okay, well, first of all, I need to find some pins to jump with. Jumping pins. I believe there should be some. Where would I have put them? Bear with me 1 second. Where's my jar of goodies? I have a goodie jar here. Not that one. Right here. Do I have any in here? There's a whole bunch of them in my goodie jar. It'll be the first two. So my X and Y, Steve, should be what? First two are going to be 16 and 17. Whoops. So 16 and 17 would be my X and Y. I cannot see the reference on here at all. But that's 16 and 17. And they are the ones, so that's going to be the first two from the top down. Looking at the power from the power end, it's going to be the first two, 16 and 17, which makes sense because that's where the end stops will generally plug in. Okay. Yeah, Steve knows a thing or two. Just a thing or two. I've never done sensorless homing, so this is fun. But believe me, I will have my hand on that power button ready to panic, regardless of who tells me what. 16 and 17. So let's jump those. 16. And then I just got to go and figure out the software, the configuration. 17. Okay, those two are jumped. So we put in 16 and 17 are jumped right here. I know it's hard to see. This camera's not the biggest or the brightest. It doesn't get super close. But I'll show you guys where that is on this board just in case you care. Whoops. Right there where my fingers are. We put it on the first two, which was jumper 16 and 17, right beside the end stop pin locations. So we jumped those first two. So I'm going to assume that that's X and Y. Right there, X and Y. Just don't ask Steve and Chris about rep-rap motion system offsets if you don't have a lot of time. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Okay, so we've jumped those, but that's just part of the equation, I suppose. Now we have to look. I'm going to go back and look at the configuration to make those work. Okay, so let's go look. Follow the guide closely. It'll have you starting at a too sensitive value, so it won't home at all at first. You'll work up to a value that works. Those jumpers are not very OCD friendly. No, they're not, are they? Oh, because I've got one. I see what you mean, because I got one turned around and the other one turned around. It's okay. As long as they're jumping the pins, I'm happy. Okay, let's look at the guide here. That was right. Where did I find it? Okay, here's the guide I'm going to follow. It's the Voron Design Official Guide. Hardware setup. So we've done the hardware setup. Now we're going to do the software setup. You need to modify the end stop pin values for stepper X and stepper Y by adding a pull-up, moving the current value into the relevant TMC blocks, and updating the end stop pins to use the virtual end stop as described in the following sections. Okay. I have to read this very carefully because I tend to skip over things, and that's where I run into trouble. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to power up so I can get into the config file and see what we're looking at. So let's go ahead and power the printer up. There's been no smoke in this build. The wiring has all been correct except for the one missing wire on the steppers. Well, that's powering up. Let's just do something. Since everybody's here and everybody's helpful and everybody's happy, let's go ahead and look up and let's do something fun. We're going to make it even better this time. So let's go ahead and give away some filament. So guys, in chat, everybody in chat, go ahead and enter hashtag Barbie. Hashtag Barbie. And Barbie's going to give away a roll of Polymaker filament for us. Well, not the actual Barbie. go ahead and let's give away some filament, and then we'll work on this. And if I run out of time, I run out of time. Not a big deal. But we're going to give you guys some time to go ahead and do that and enter the draw. I like giving away filament. Thank you very much to Polymaker, partners with my channel, for making this giveaway possible. I sincerely appreciate everything that Polymaker does for our community. If you haven't tried Polymaker filament, I highly encourage you to do so, especially their new Fiberon. Wow, I ran their Fiberon on a sample print on Monday when I revealed all the filaments that I had received, and my goodness, some of those, the Fiberon that I ran was incredible. It ran super well. So let's get this sign up here. There we go. Why are you stalled, Bamboo? I don't understand why you're not printing. There you go. The AMS is working just fine. So go ahead and put that in. We're going to give it a few minutes, make sure everybody's in. We have 37 people on the stream with 20 entries. I know that some people are not eligible to enter, which is fine. What's the date today, folks? It is the 25th of August. Look at that. Where did summer go? Where did summertime go? And if you're not eligible to enter, which those of you who are not eligible know you're not eligible, you can go ahead and enter anyways, because if I draw your name, I'm just going to say, hey, no, I'm going to draw again. But it's just always nice to see if your name comes up, see if you're actually lucky or not. And now you're printing again. Oh, man. I am printing a plethora of pumpkins. It's for a school thing, and we are donating a whole slew of pumpkins to a school this Halloween, and there they are, kind of printing right there. I was going to do multicolor, but it just takes too long for the number that I'm doing, and I'm running them in Polylite PLA orange. Really nice color, but we are printing a whole crap load of pumpkins. So that's what's going on right now with the Bamboo. Printing 4 at a time on 3 different printers. It's 12 at a time. I tried to get them going on the, God bless the Voron 2.4, but I got a clogged nozzle, but that's okay. Okay, we have 21 entries, 37 people watching, so that means that there's just some people lurking that aren't here to enter. All of those who are lurking, if you want to win some filament, I'm going to give you 2 more minutes to get to your computers and enter hashtag Barbie in the chat for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. Get to your computer now. Let's see if that does anything. It'd be nice. I like to see at least 20 entries. We have 21, which is great. And then once we give away the filament, we'll have a look, and we will, I don't suspect that I'm going to be able to configure this sensorless homing completely on the stream, but we will get as much as we can done. And I'm going to heed Steve's advice and go very slow and make sure I get everything right. So 21 entries. Get your computer, guys. If you win, you can probably, if you're in the United States, I believe you can order the Panchroma now. I think we're still waiting for that to come to Canada. So we'll see. But you can, and the way this will work is that the winner is going to email me, which I will put in the chat after I do the draw. The winner is going to email me. I will then go ahead and enter the winner's name in my partner's portal where I go to enter it. I will be given a code. I will send the winner that code. The winner will then enter that code in a link I will give them, and then they will get a gift card, coupon, code, etc. to claim your free roll of filament. US and Canada, it's pretty much instant. International, they have a few different ways that they're doing it internationally, but that will all be explained as you go ahead and enter your location. So yeah, just keep homing until it sounds expensive. There we go. Okay, last chances, 21 entries. Oh my goodness, this thing is still, there's something going on with my AMS over here. So oh, I see. It's the spool. The cardboard spool is getting a little empty. That's fine. We'll work with it. Okay, Oh, we got one last minute entry. Look at that. We have 22 entries now. Oh, Astro Printer is entering. 23. Okay, come on, everybody. If you're not near your computer, get to your computer and enter. Because we are drawing in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, good luck, everybody. Here we go. Who's going to be our winner this week? And the winner is Dean, KQ4AD. Dean, AQ4AD. Am I missing anything from part of that name? Let me move this window out of the way. Let's see. Let me move that window up there. There we go. Hang on, what did I do here? Oh, I know what I did here. Oh, I covered it up. Oh, there's a J on the end. Congratulations, Dean. Dean, you're in chat. Look at that. Thanks very much. There you go. Okay, Dean, go ahead and email me. My email is pretty simple. It's dwit3dcanada@gmail.com. And I just put it in chat there. So, Dean, go ahead and email me, and I will get you all set up for your free roll of Polymaker filament. Congratulations. And here is my list, and I got to write your name down. KQ4A. DJ. Are you a DJ, Dean? There we go. Congratulations, Dean. Fire me off an email whenever you do, tonight, tomorrow morning, whatever, and I will get back to you either tonight or tomorrow morning. And I will send you a link, etc., and it'll be pretty straightforward what to do. But congratulations, and thank you very much for being here on the stream. If you're on my stream and you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. I have a nice group of loyal followers that tune in to me every Sunday night when I do stream. I have taken a couple Sundays off over the summer, but for good reason. Sometimes we need to take a little bit of a break. Let me put my flexible Panchroma sign away. I got to figure out where I'm going to mount this thing in the studio as a permanent fixture. So we'll work on that another time. But yes, anyways, congratulations, Dean. That was fun. I love giving stuff away. I'm considering having a 4th birthday party. Dwit3D is going to be 4 years old this November. Put the sign on a t-shirt. I'd have to have a power source to wear it around, which is pretty easy to do. But yeah. So I'm thinking of reaching out to some sponsors to get some maybe prizes and do a giveaway for my 4th birthday, which is not my 4th birthday, obviously, but for the channel's 4th birthday. Dwit3D will be 4 years old on November 14th, 2024. That is my established date, was November 14th, 2020. So we're coming up on 4 years old. So it's been great. And I've had some followers from day one, which is incredible and much appreciated. So, okay, let's dwell back in. We've got about another 15 minutes time left before I'm going to call the stream and go up and have myself some nourishment. Our food. But yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can maybe figure out this sensorless homing a little bit. And as you see in the background, Jerry, I saw your review. It was excellent. I'm going to be opening these up eventually. I've got some poly dryers to open up and show off, and we have a few projects on the go that we're going to start showing off. We have a few little bit of design stuff that we're going to be doing and so forth as we move forward on the channel. So you want to subscribe to get notified of all my exciting stuff coming up. So there we go. Okie doke. So let's go ahead and go back over to here. Oh, there's the winner again, Dean KQ4ADJ. Let's close that window off. And let's go back to here. And this is where I've got to be really careful. Now that we're started up, let's go ahead and launch the printer. Let's get into the config file. And we are looking now for, well, that's not the window. I'm going to close the windows that are not pertinent to it. This one here, and right here is what I want. And I want to bring that window right close to this one. Okay, so modify the end stop pin values for stepper X and stepper Y by adding a pull-up, moving the current value into the relevant TMC blocks and updating the end stop pins to use the virtual end stop as described in the following sections. Okay, so this is before, and this is the 2209 steppers. So let's find that section. End stop. End stop connected, stepper X. Okay, so we want to find our, and what we're looking for is we're looking for our stepper X, end stop pin PC0 or whatever. Okay, so we have TMC 2209 stepper X. Step pin, enable pin, rotation, end stop pin right here. So we've got that little thing added there, which is the upper doomer thingy they said, end stop pin. Let's see what they're saying here. After end stop pin TMC 2209 stepper X virtual end stop. So that's what we need for X. Okay, so let's copy that and hope I do this right. Actually, what I'm going to do before I do anything, bear with me 1 second. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to download. There we go. I'm going to download that. Keep. There we go. I'm downloading that config so I have a backup of it. And that's a good practice to do anyways, is backup, especially a config file that you spent a little bit of time on, but download it and have a backup of it in case something really does screw up. Okay, printer, stepper X, end stop pin. End stop pin right here. So what they want me to do here is for the end stop pin on X is to have it looking like that. TMC 2209 stepper X virtual end stop. Based on that. Okay, and TMC 2209 stepper X. Okay. Okay, now we're down into this section, TMC 2209 stepper X. Okay, diag pin. Now, is there a section that has diag pin? Or is that a new section we're adding? UART pin. Let's just see. You're stumped all. Hey, tripod. Hey, how are you, John? You're stumped also. That's funny. But welcome, John. Thanks for popping into the stream. I appreciate it. Okay, so we are here. TMC 2209 stepper X. That's everything that's before. So we want to add, I think we're going to add this section, diag pin, PC0, use the same pin that was previously the end stop pin. Okay, where's my end stop pin? That's my UART pin, which is going to be my end stop pin, PC4. So am I replacing the UART pin totally with that? Probably. So what I'll do just to be safe is I will comment that out. Oops, wrong button. Comment that out. Then we'll go ahead and we'll add. Yeah, because we're basically telling it. We're giving it a new diagnostic pin or diag pin. So we'll copy that. And we'll add that in here. And then the diag pin is going to be PC4. The same as it was being used before, which was a UART pin. Okay, that should be fine. Pretty sure that I'm doing this right. Okay. Now, that's stepper X. Now we want stepper Y. Same idea. End stop pin we're going to change. Okay, we'll copy that. And end stop pin right here. Actually, I should have done this up above. I'm just going to comment that one out and paste that one in. That's what I should have done above, but that's okay. I backed up the file. Okay, and then for the X, we want the stepper TMC 229 stepper Y. UART pin, we're going to comment that. We're going to put a new line. And that is going to be, oh, and then we have a driver. Oh, I didn't put the driver in. Okay, I've got to do on the X. I missed that on the X. Okay, so we're going to bring this into the Y. I'll have to go fix the X up. Right here. Oh, that's the drive. That's the strengths, basically. 255 is the most sensitive value. 0 is the least sensitive. Okay, so we've got to go back up to the X and put this in there on the X one as well. Okay, which was right. Oh, I already did do it. Okay, I did it. I just didn't realize I had done it. So yeah, there's the strength. So, but just so I know, and I know, I'm going to actually bring this comment, copy, and I'm going to paste that comment up here as well. Just so I know, so I know exactly what this number means when I'm looking at that one, in case I kind of forget and looking at the Y. There we go. So far I'm going to save and close. That way we have that saved. Now we're going to go back into it. And let's go back to this and see what we're doing here now. Stepper Y. Okay, for TMs. Okay, that's what we did for TMC 2209. Okay. There's got to be more to it than that. Okay, finding the right stall guard threshold. Okay. Okay. This is talking about the field. I'm calling this the field strength. SGTHRS. That obviously stands for something, but I'm just going to say, okay, the field strength, value 255 in the console for, that's what we'll leave it at, because we're using 2209. Start with the most sensitive value for stall guard based on which kind of TMC driver you're using. Try running G28X0 to see if the tool head moves along the X-axis. If the tool head moves all the way to the end of the rail, immediately hit the emergency stop button, go back and double check that you've configured your hardware and the clipper sections above correctly. Ask Discord if you need help. So it wants me to move something now. Try running G28X0 to see if the tool head moves along the X-axis. Okay, well, we're almost done the stream, but let's go ahead and screw something up for now anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to give you guys a camera view of me running my print head into something. Oh. Okay. I need something taller to put this camera on. Hang tight for a second, folks. Oh, hang on. I got this camera. What am I doing? I got this camera. I keep forgetting which cameras I have. Boom. That's camera 3. That's this one. Okay, so here. Let's go ahead and move camera 3. No, I want this one. There, that's the camera I want. So we're going to go ahead and move this one closer so you guys can get a close-up. And we'll see if this is going to do what it's supposed to do. That's nice and bright pink in there, isn't it? Okay. It is telling me, now that I've got those settings in there, to go G28X0. See if the tool head moves all the way to the end of the rail, in other words, all the way to the end of the rail, immediately hit the emergency stop button. Okay, G28X0. Okay, let's save and restart to get all those commands in there. Oh, I have an error already. UART pin in section 22.9 must be specified. Oh, so I have to keep the UART pin specified. Okay. So I still have to keep the UART pin specified. Because this is the error I got when I restarted. Oops. Get my ugly mug out of there and over there. So there's the error. So we need to go in and reapply those UART pins. Right here, UART PC4. So we'll go here and we will uncomment. We'll comment that back in. And then we'll go down here and we will comment that back in. I just assumed it was going to replace it, but see what happens when you assume stuff. See if we come up. Oh, we have some more errors. Okay. The PC4 is used multiple times in config. So what it's telling me is that I'm using PC4 here and here. But yet it does want a UART pin, unless, of course, I'm supposed to consider this my UART pin instead of a diag pin. I'm going to have to research this a bit more. I think maybe instead of diag pin, I'm supposed to call it UART pin with the little upper doomer thingy on the PC4. And the little upper doomer thingy, as they were saying, tells it that if we go back up here, by adding the pull-up, moving the current value to the relevant TMC blocks, and updating the end stop pin to use the virtual end stop as described. Okay. So I'm guessing, and I'm going to take a wild shot here, and I could be wrong. So I'm going to command that out, just so I don't lose anything. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to command that out. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go down a line, paste that in, and I'm going to call this UART pin. Okay. That way I can back up and reverse what I'm doing in case this is not correct. So we'll command that out, comment that out. I'm going to copy this line. I'll comment that out. We'll paste it in. And this is going to be a UART pin. Oops. Like so. Now I shouldn't get the error when I save and restart. Yeah, I still got an error. Virtual end stop requires a diag pin config. Yeah, okay, so they have to be called diag. Okay, so, yeah. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Yeah, so I had it right other than it was looking for a UART pin. So we're going to get rid of that. Let's bring this back in. Keep our UART back in. Do the same down here. I just don't know enough about this yet, but we'll figure it out. We'll get it figured out eventually. And where did I do the other one? Oh, I went way too high up. Okay, oh, that was the other one. And then we want to come up here. And we're going to get rid of this. So that was obviously a wrong guess. And we'll uncomment that. And we will uncomment that. And we're going to have an error, of course, because it's going to say that we're using the same pin twice, the PD4. Yeah, PC4. So don't change your UART settings. For Y, it's PG9. Diag for X is PG6. Oh, okay. Okie doke. Okay, diag for X is PG6. Was I supposed to see that somewhere? Was that in here and I just kind of missed it? Yeah, okay. Oh, I know where I would have found that, Steve. Thank you. Okay, that would have been in this chart right here. Okay, that makes sense. And for my X, there we are right here. So diag is PC6 and Y is PG9. 6. And Y, oh, it says PC1. Steve says PG9. The details could be slightly different per board implementation, but on the Octopus, that jumper is redirecting to the diag pin on the stepper driver on the end stop. So use the end stop pins for your diag. It's specific to the board you're using, not quite over the end stops. Oh, I get it. Okay. So I should be using PG9 for my Y diag pin. Okay. So we shouldn't be throwing any errors this time. Yeah, we do. Let's see. PC6 is used multiple times. Let's see. PC6. Where else am I using PC6? Oops. My Z1 stepper is using UART pin PC6. Or should that be PG6? PG6. Helps if I read. Helps if I read properly. Of course, they're both G. Okay. PG6. That's parental guidance up to 6 years old. X is 6, PG6. Y is PG9. Okay. I did a typo. Yeah, I did. There, we should not get any errors. There we go. No errors thrown there. Okay. Okay, now let's do what it says. Now we can do G28X0 with my hand on the emergency button. G28X, X0. Emergency stop active. We'll give you guys a view of this and let's see what happens. And enter. It just moved a little bit. Is that what it was supposed to do? Let's try it again. So the bed moved down a bit and we moved just a short bit, but it did say if your tool head moves all the way to the end of the rail, immediately hit the emergency stop button, go back and double check that you have configured your hardware and clipper. Okay, so now we can do Y0. These are just tests, I'm assuming. And let's do Y0. And enter. And Y did move just that little bit. Okay. So it looks like they did what they were supposed to do. Z keeps moving down, which is fine. End stop Y still triggered after retract. End stop X still triggered after retract. But we got some more diagnostics to do here anyways. Wow. Okay. Well, I've got I definitely have a little bit of learning to do on this. Maybe what I'll do is save this till the next live stream and we can all learn together. Does the pull-up change the end stop from normal open to normal closed? It told me to add that chevron there actually earlier on in the instructions. Basically, it told me to add the pull-up. You'll need to modify end stops by adding pull-up, moving the current value to the relevant TMC blocks, and updating the end stop pins to use the virtual end stop as described in the following sections. So that's what I know. But for now, we've run out of time. Unfortunately. But I will do some more reading on this and see what I can get done off camera through the week, and we'll work on this a bit more. You're going to buy the BTT supplied example config. I don't fully understand when and where to use the pull-up tag. Okay, you're going by the big BTT supplied example. Okay, seems like you just have to tune the stall guard value now. It seems too sensitive and triggered early. Ah, yes, that's probably right. So now, and I think why they said if it's going all the way over to the end, being on its most sensitive settings, stop it because it's actually not working. And I guess belt tension is going to increase or decrease that sensitivity, I would think. So definitely. So that makes perfect sense, which is why they tell you to set it at the most sensitive setting to begin with, test it. If it goes all the way to the end, something's wrong. So that's not a bad way to look at it. So thank you so much, everybody. I have run out of time. I generally just do 5 to 7 p.m. on Sundays. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, please do. Yeah, sensorless. Hey, Ballistic Tech. Well, that's good. No. It's if you weren't fully aware of what was going on, that's completely understandable. So, but I want to thank everybody for being here. I truly appreciate everybody's presence. Steve, thank you so much for your help tonight. It's been extremely helpful, especially, some of the stuff that's brand new to me. So I'm usually a quick learn, and I can usually pick up on some of this stuff pretty good. Sometimes I'm really out there, like when I forgot to hook up the power to the steppers, which was been my problem for the last couple of weeks. That stumped me. So I'll have to change the title of the stream from Stumped to Stumped No More. So I want to thank everybody for popping in. Congratulations again to Dean for winning the Polymaker filament. Every live stream we do, other than my offshoot ones during the week, but every Sunday live stream we do, we are giving away a roll of Polymaker. So join me every Sunday. Subscribe if you want notifications for when I am going live and what I'm going to be streaming about. And thank you, everybody, and have a great week. And we'll pick up on this next week, and hopefully we can get this thing printing sooner than later. It's been a long road, I know, and I appreciate everybody's patience with it. So thanks, everybody. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you all next week. Bye for now.